Hi there guys, Vino here and welcome to this Vino Plunk production, and in this video I'm going to be showing off a box set that I have wanted for a long time, 2 years in fact, and finally managed to get hold of it fairly recently at a reasonable price. So when this box set came out, it came out about 120 to £150 around that kind of price, and went out of print very quickly and then skyrocketed in price. I did collect some birthday money at the time to buy this box set, but then of course it went out of print, so I was unable to do so, and it was way out of my price range, to be honest. Fairly recently, I've been checking ever since, and then fairly recently I saw it for back down to about £150, so I decided to pick it up. And what is this set that I'm talking about? It is, of course, the Arrow Video Gamera collectors or limited edition, whatever they call this thing. This is a monster of a set, and I'm not just saying that because Gamera is on the front there, but this really is a monster of a set. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be showing this off. So the first thing I'm going to do very quickly, so I don't bend it, is remove the J card. So there you go, that's the J card, that's the back, all the information. You can pause it at any moment, but that's all the information about the various films. You've already seen the front, but this is the back. You get this nice turtle shell, tortoise shell motif, and then you get the inside in a moment, which I'll be showing you, and then that's the side with all of the various films down the side there. So there we go. So let's take out the first book, because there's like 3 books in here. I'm going to put the main box set to one side for a moment. And this is the first book, if you will. That's the back of the book. So you've got that same tortoise shell, turtle shell kind of motif there. Arrow Video on the bottom. And if we open this up, so you get an image on one side and then you get the discs on the other. So there we go. There's each of the discs. I really like the fact that one's in black and white, because the first Gamera film is in black and white. So there we go. Nice imagery. I like this blue motif for this page. And I didn't actually notice this until a few times that I looked at the set, but the discs actually match up with the background of the colour. So there's sort of a purpley background, and the discs are a bluey purpley colour, so it does actually match up rather well. But look at that. That is some nice imagery as far as I'm concerned. There we go. And then last but by no means least, you get this page with a load of art cards. I'm trying to get the art cards out. So you get the first Gamera film, the second, and the backs just look like this with the various film titles. These look absolutely incredible, especially the later ones. Very nice. So that's the first set of art cards. We'll slip those back in, and then we got the next set of art cards. That one's not going back in properly for some reason. I'll sort it out later. Don't want to bend it too much right now. The next set of art cards. I really like the look of that one. the non-copyright Star Destroyer. Some people point out. There we go. Very mean-looking Gamera in that one, and this is the return of Gauss, I believe. Yeah. This one just looks epic. Yeah. And then you get this one, kind of makes Gamera look a bit goofy as far as I'm concerned, but they tone Gamera down once again for a more children-orientated audience, which they've done with many kaiju films over the years. It is just what they do. Godzilla suffered being kiddified, and Gamera unfortunately suffers the same fate. But there you go. That's the first book, which is all of the discs. Now, with every Arrow release, or a lot of the Arrow releases, you get a really nice book, basically, that details a lot of the information contained about the films contained. This is basically that, but an oversized version of that book. So you get this really nice art on the front there. It's absolutely stunning art on the back. I'm not going to go through this whole book in its entirety, but it's got some really nice posters, information. It's actually a really well written book, I have to say. I'm not sure who the author exactly of this book is, but it's got some really good information about the films. Some nice poster work, artwork, and what have you. It details the legacy of Gamera and all sorts of different bits and bobs. And in this set, there's some newly commissioned interviews and things like that nature. Absolutely stunning interview in this book. Absolutely stunning. And if you're a movie fan of any walk of life, this would actually probably pique your interest. These books do a really good job of sort of bridging the gap between, you know, die-hard sort of Gamera fan and just general film fan that want to know what goes on behind the scenes when you make a movie. So that's that. And last, but by no means least, you get this, which is the comics collection. So there's a load of Gamera comics that got released over the years, and this is basically collecting them together. We'll say that. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole book, but this is some of the art that's in here. Really, really nice art. Yes, some of these comics do feature some of the monsters and other kaiju that Gamera does face in the movies, but these are all original stories, so they're not like retellings of any of the movies. These are separate stories. So if you see any of the kaiju and the monsters that Gamera faced off in the movies in here and think, oh, I'm not gonna, you know, read that because it's just going to be a repeat. No, it is its own story. Look at stuff like that. Yeah, really, really good stuff. And this is an absolutely beautiful cover artwork there. And on the back, you just get all of the comics that are contained in here, nicely displayed like that. And I've actually forgotten one little extra that's in here. And to find this extra, I know a few people I've watched have struggled to find the extra. So in the original book, the disc book, I'm going to call it, you open it up, and on the very first page, there's a little slot here. And so you pull this out, you get, I'm going to see if I can actually show this off. This is Gamera's map of Japan. On one side, it is in English. On the other side, it is in Japanese. But a really nice addition to this set that also sort of chronicalizes or chronicles the films and where they took place in Japan and things like that nature. It's a really nice little extra um, with this set. So yeah, that has been a look at the Arrow Video Gamera limited or collector's edition or whatever you want to call it. Now that is technically out of print. I mean, technically it is out of print. You can find it for a reasonable price. I paid about £140, give or take, including posting packaging on that. You can find it for a reasonable price nowadays, but be warned, it is out of print, so you may be paying a pretty penny. I'll just keep an eye out. Places like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, places like that. I got that off of eBay, and just sort of be patient, is all I say. Of course, as time goes on, as the limited, there's about 8,000 of those in the world. 5,000 for America and 3,000 in the UK. The two regions it was released, I do believe. So there's only 8,000 of those in the world. So as time goes on and more of them get bought and there's less in the world, then of course, yes, it's going to get even rarer and rarer. So take that how you will, and go from there. But anyway, guys, until next time, please take care. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Ta-ra.